I'm Barry Johns, and today I'm going to talk to you about channel strips. So, what is a channel strip? A channel strip is typically a microphone preamp, either a compressor and or an EQ, all built into one 19-inch rack unit. There are some that add a de-esser, but overall they incorporate those different types of audio hardware all into one particular unit. One of the things that's compelling about a channel strip, let's say for example, if you've got one with a microphone preamp and an EQ like the two I have here. I have a Heritage Audio HA73 here, and then back over there I've got a Warm Audio WA73 that are all kind of clones of Neve microphone preamps as well as an EQ. The EQs are different on each one of those, and they both have their pros and cons depending on what you're looking to do. So they include both of those into that particular workflow. They do not include a compressor. A channel strip can be a great introduction into your first piece of analog hardware into your recording workflow. It gives you the ability to do multiple things with one unit, and you typically save quite a bit of money by buying those because you're saving the manufacturing process on having to build different housings for each one of them. So you tend to get more bang for your buck out of a channel strip. Now that said, you can get some limitations. As an example, if you like the microphone preamp, but you'd rather have a different EQ, then a channel strip may not be the way to go for you. So there's various ways of looking at that, and there's lots of manufacturers out there that make different ones. Now you may or may not realize this, but most channel strips out there give you the ability to use certain sections of that channel strip on their own and process independently without having to go back through them. So say, for example, you're recording an acoustic guitar and you want to use the EQ on that particular channel strip to tailor the tone of that acoustic guitar. However, I never recommend EQing on the way in and applying that EQ as part of your recording process because it puts you in a box. And if you're mixing, you should be mixing that instrument to the track, not to the individual instrument. So what I mean by that, as far as a channel strip is, you can record just through the microphone preamp, record that, and then send that track back out via a hardware insert of your DigiAudio workstation back in and process it through the equalizer built into your channel strip. So most can give you either a bypass feature of each one of the processes along the way on the front, or like these two back here, they have separate inputs. Whether or not if you want to go just in the EQ, there's a separate input for that. And if you want to bypass the microphone preamp, you can do that by just going back out to that input. So then you can process it that way. If you're not familiar how to create a hardware insert, I've done a video on that going through the most major digital audio workstations, walking you through that step by step, and I'll put a link to it down below in the description. Go check that out. So this is a feature that's really, really important. It's one of the other reasons that make a channel strip compelling. Now, for those of you who've been doing this a very long time, you already know this, I'm sure. But there are many people dabbling in this for the first time that didn't quite realize they could do that. And so I just wanted to make sure everyone out there realized when you're looking at a channel strip, check the features, read the manual before you buy it, download and read that manual before you buy it, and make sure it has the ability to bypass that microphone preamp so that you can process independently. As an example, Neve just came out with a new 3-in-1 channel strip, sells for around $2,000. I think it was called the Newton, I'm pretty sure about that. But anyway, it sells for roughly $2,000. And you may think $2,000 is a lot of money, but it includes a microphone preamp, a compressor, and an EQ. Now that may sound like a lot of money to you, but it's really not when you break it down. You're getting 3 separate pieces of analog gear. You're getting a mic preamp, an EQ, and a compressor all built into one. And they can all be accessed independently of each other and bypassed along the way. So that you can either record that and compress that signal on the way in. Maybe you want to do that lightly on the way in. And then once it's in the box, then you can send it out via hardware insert and process back through that EQ and or that compressor independently. So it gives you a lot of power. So if you think about it, a mic preamp, an EQ, and a compressor, if you divide that $2,000 by 3, it's roughly a little under $700 each. And that's not a lot of money for each one of those components individually. So you're actually getting quite a bang for your buck when you look at something like that. So this is a reason I encourage you to really go back and check the manual, because not every channel strip has the ability to use each component of that channel strip independently of each other, and especially as a hardware insert. Most modern ones do, and you just want to make sure that that's the case, especially so you can really, what you really need to do is be able to bypass that microphone preamp. So hopefully this gives you some insight into the compelling reasons for a particular channel strip and why they can be a great first entry into your recording chain. Or you can see here I've got quite a bit of analog hardware, and so I just wanted the flavors that these particular channel strips offered, and so I like both of them, and I who knows if I'll buy more. We'll see down the road. All on that Newton is seeming quite compelling to me, so I very well may go check that out. But regardless of that, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, leave me some comments down below. Tell me what you think, any questions that you may have, and we'll talk greater about it or more about it down there in the comments section. But until next time, hope every one of you have a great day. Bye-bye.